Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men that I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles and others of great millstone. Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Barakatham to the sincere brothers and sisters that believe in this truth. In sincerity, man, and just back with another lesson. This is gonna be this is just gonna be like a piggyback off the last video I did concerning the response to a sister that had a dream about basically being delivered by a man of the Lord, and in that video I touched on briefly Isaiah 4:1, and I also mentioned the fact that, in different versions of the Bible, all right, the wording is different, all right, because for one thing, man, like I always say, my words will never do justice. Any of the brothers, no matter how what's the word I'm looking for? No matter how how clear cut they put it, all right. Our words will never do justice, all right. Even all of our words put together, man, they'll never do justice. These things won't. They'll never really be clear until it's actually happening, right? But nevertheless, man, like I said, just to put a little bit more emphasis and give a little bit of a more visual, because like I said in that video, different versions of the Bible, the wording is different in this, because being that, man, like I said before, man, the times that we're coming into, all right, we're coming into some hella scary and dangerous times, as the Bible talks about, man, and being that, when these things happen, man, a lot of these women, man, because even the Bible talks about how men are going to be afraid. Men are going to be travailing like women. So how much more, if you got men travailing like women, how much more women, in this, with this whole Isaiah 4:1 topic, all right, I'm just going to do different versions, read the same chapter and verse, Isaiah 4:1, in different chapters, different versions, just so you give a little bit of a more visual, so to say, so starting at the regular King James version, Isaiah 4:1 says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right, because being that our women have this reproach, all right, this disdain upon them right now, this attitude, all right, that they don't need a man, right? Miss Independent, I could do bad all by myself attitude, right? When in fact, all right, because the Lord, man, like I often say, man, the Lord's getting ready to do a great humbling. A great humbling is getting ready to take place, all right. And like I mentioned earlier, if a lot of men are going to be acting like women, how much more the women themselves, and that's when they're going to find out, in fact, they do need a man. In fact, I can't do battle by myself. I need a man. A lot of women are going to come to that realization, and unfortunately for a lot of them, all right, it's going to be too late. And a lot of them they just ain't going to make it. A lot of women are going to end up perishing and dying horrible deaths on the side, right? But there is a selected few that actually going to come across the man of the Lord and be delivered, because it's through a man of the Lord. That's how, for the most part, women are going to be delivered, through a man of the Lord, and going back to that the woman, the sister that had a dream that she was delivered, because she was about to get raped. She had a dream, a vision about she was about to get raped, man, until the man of the Lord came through and saved her, But so yeah, that was Isaiah 4:1, basic, go through it often, but going through some of these different versions of the Bible, like this, the NKJV, I think that's the New King James Version, if I'm not mistaken. Same chapter verse, Isaiah 4:1, says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by your name to take away our reproach. So you see, versus the King James Version, it said, we will eat our own bread. And wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name. You see, and here in the New King James Version, it said we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel. All right, because for one thing, man, for a woman to think that she's gonna have this attitude and all this other baggage shit when all hell breaking loose, man. Hey, man, let me tell you now, uh, uh, a man of the Lord, man, he ain't gonna be dealing with none of that shit. All right, because like I mentioned in the video, um, you know, um, oh damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, like I mentioned in the previous video, man, the women, the scriptures, like I read the scripture, so I'll just quote it. It says, "He that getteth a wife getteth a possession." All right, and the wife is interchangeable with woman. Wife just means woman, right? And when you look in the root word of woman, it means a female servant. All right, and for a man to get a woman, all right, that's his possession. All right, and you can't tell no woman that in today's day and age, because women, they think that they're equal to a man, and in even most cases they think they're better than a man. They think they're above a man, and the scriptures talk about that. A woman shall compass a man, and that was never meant to be the case. All right, because again, women are supposed to be a helpmeet to her man, to her husband. She's supposed to be a helpmeet, or a pillar of rest, when that's far from the case in the society. All right, but nevertheless, man, that's a part of that reproach that a lot of these women have, thinking that they're equal to a man, they're better than a man, they're superior to men, right? That's a part of their reproach, and all, like I said, all that shit's going out the window when all hell starts breaking loose, right? And you're surrounded in a dark place. You got troops surrounding you, getting ready to ravish you, because the scriptures talk about how women are going to get ravished during that time, right? And look into that word, ravished. All right, but nevertheless, all right, this is why women are going to flock to a man of the Lord, because again, for the most part, man, a man of the Lord, man, he's going to be your protection. Talking about the women, he's going to be that because I also mentioned, I read Isaiah 32:2, right, where it says a man shall be a hiding place, right? He shall be a covert, right? He's going to be that body of water, as if you've been walking in the desert for some days, no food, no drink. You come across a body of water, best believe, man, you're going to cherish that body of water. That's how a man of the Lord is going to be during that time. He's going to be your protection. All right, he's going to be your he's going to be your protection, man. And that's just all to it. He's going to be your protection. Your ticket to salvation is going to be through a man of the Lord. All right, so that's why, again, a lot of women are going to be flocking to a man of the Lord, because when it says 7 women, 7 just represents completion. So a complete amount of women are going to be flocking to one man. All right, because the Lord, man, he's getting ready to do a lot of killing, execute a lot of judgment. All right, he's going to be killing off a lot of these pookies and ray-rays, these wannabe gang bangers, these wannabe tough guys. All right, the Lord has a hit out for a lot of these niggas out here. All right, and again, because as bodies start dropping, man, again, women women, because they're not built for stuff like that. They're not built for war. They're just not built for a lot of things that a man he's capable of, right? They need that protection. And again, you can't say these things in today's day and age in this society, but nevertheless, all right, the Lord is going to show these women, all right, he's going to show you firsthand that in fact you do need a man, and this is when that reproach, all right, this is when that I can do bad all by myself attitude is going to go out the window. All right, but that was the New King James Version. Now I'm going to read the NLT version. It says, in that day so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man. So you see that? And again, it's not talking about just each, just any type of man. All right, because even men of the Lord are going to be slacking. Even just your regular average Joe, or people in general, men and women, are going to be flocking to a man of the Lord, right? But nevertheless, all right, because women, they're going to be flocking. Not only are they going to be flocking to a man of the Lord, they're going to be begging him to take him in and what they say in this society, cuff him, marry him. All right, because let me read on. It says, "Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids." So you see, all right, you know, because when you read, I'm just go back to the King James version. I'm gonna read the latter part. It says, "Only let us be called by thy name." All right, and what's that act? What's that process? Of marriage. All right, it's the act of marriage is sex. All right, according to Yahweh Shemel Shai and according to the Bible. All right, because sex, according to this society, is off. It's wicked. All right, that's not true marriage. All right, marriage in this society is not true marriage. You know, you got to go before a judge. You got to go before Esau, Edom, and sign a paper and all that shit. That's not true marriage. All right, marriage according to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Sex constitutes marriage in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and that's all that matters. All right, the hell with what anyone else believes or says. All right. So going back to the NLT version, it says, "In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women shall fight for each man." So you see that, you know, because I mentioned in the video, man, you know, hey man, women, man, they're gonna be fighting one. It's gonna be like a what do you call it, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, you know, trying to get to a man of the Lord, you know, because something I always say, man, the script is gonna flip, man, on a major scale. Just like you got a lot of these simp ass niggas fighting over these dusty ass females, all right? You know, all up in their DMs and comments and shit, right? The script is gonna flip, man, for a man of the Lord. These women are gonna be thirsting for a man of the Lord. You know, they're gonna be desperate, you know, and so much, man, they're gonna be fighting one another to you know, begging that man to, you know, take away their reproach, you know, take him in or take her in as his wife, you know, because that's how bad things are going to be. That's how bad it's going to be, you know. Reading on it says, "Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids." So you see, man, you know, because again, you know, best believe in that time, man, you know, women, man, and that's another thing, all right, because, you know, when it comes to the process of picking and choosing, man, men, you know, our time is going to come to where we're going to have the options. All right, just like right now, these women, they have options and whatnot. You know, they get one man, they don't like him, it's on to the next. You know, and that's just how it is for a lot of these women. They because they got options. You know, but our time is going to come where we're going to have the options. And let me tell you, man, concerning the men, all right, men, hey man, we're going to be picky as hell. All right, you know, because like I believe I mentioned in the previous video, men, you know, we're not just gonna be picking any old thing, all right? You know, it's gonna be a thing of what can you provide, you know, because you know, for the most part, man, a lot of these women, they got no trade, they don't know nothing, they can't cook, they can't do anything, you know, and that's because the scriptures talk about how pretty much lusting after a woman because of her beauty, man. That's where you go off, man. You know, you look at a woman, yeah, you know, because men have preferences or whatnot, you know, a beauty is a plus or whatnot, you know, but nevertheless, man, what can she do for you? What can she provide? Contrary to what this society teaches, you know, the men, you know, a man and woman go on a date, you know, and she's asking all these questions, what can he do for her and this and that, all right? And like I said, man, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's what can she do for you, talking to you men, all right? It's supposed to be the other way around. What can she provide? What can she do for you? You know, because again, going back to what I said earlier, man, women, they're the possession. All right. You know, one thing coming into this truth, man, men have to understand that, men have to come back to manhood. And, you know, something I also often say, man, you know, the Lord knows how to make a man out of you, man. You know, I'm speaking from experience, speaking firsthand. You know, the Lord knows how to make a man out of you. You know, and again, that's what's required when you come to this truth, all right? Becoming a man, a real man, because like I said, you know, the definition of a man in this society is I mean, it's totally off, totally contradicting. Because again, when you look at it, what does a man have to do? A man is considered a man when pretty much he's bound down his strength unto a woman, opening doors for the woman and shit, all that type of stuff, getting on one knee and stuff like that, right? You know, signing that marriage certificate, man. You're pretty much signing your way your manhood, you know, and it's completely contradicting. And not only that, it's off. You know, like I said, it's supposed to be the other way around. You know, the woman, she's supposed to be opening doors for you and going out of her wits for you. All right. It's not supposed to be the man doing so for the woman, you know. But again, coming into this truth, man, you come back to true manhood, you know. Yeah, man, you know, because like I said here, man, I'm read it again. The NLT version, it says, "In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, 'Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name, so we won't be mocked as old maids.'" So you see, all right, because again, you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, women, it's going to be a thing of what can you do? What are you providing to the table? You know, can you cook? Can you clean? Can you make garments? What can you do? Right? Because like I said, you know, it don't matter how bad you look, so to say, or how good you look. None of that shit matters to a real man. All right, it's a thing of what can you provide. You know, what can you do for me to benefit? You know what I got going on. How can you fit in? That's what it's about. You know, because like I said, man, a lot of these women, they can't cook, they can't boil an egg, they can't do shit, they can't even wipe their own ass right. You know, and especially being you know, during that time of Jacob's trouble, man, you know, all this shit with, you know, women in makeup and all that shit, man, you know, all that shit's gonna be done away with. All right, you know, you're not gonna be able to, you know, for the most part, women, they're not gonna be able to you know, they're not gonna have the supplies to clean themselves properly, you know, when they're on their menstrual cycle and their periods and all that stuff. All right, so you best believe, man, these women are gonna be in a very lowest state, a very beast-like state, man. You know, so again, you know, just picture that in your head, man. You got a bunch of these women all covered in their own, you know, menstrual blood and stuff like that, man. No makeup, none of that shit. All this shit's gonna be done away with, you know. And again, man, you know, I mean, because like I said, man, the time is gonna come where men, we're gonna be picky as hell who we pick and who we choose. All right, because like I said, man, just because, you know, all these women come flocking to a man, that doesn't mean he's going to accept them all. These women, they're going to be put to this test, you know. And that's why, man, these women, they're going to be begging for a man of the Lord. They're going to be damn nearly, well, actually, it's in some of these different versions. So let me just read on. So that was the NLT. I'm going to go ahead and read the NASB version. It says, "For 7 women will take hold of one man in that day, saying, 'We will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our reproach.'" So it's pretty much the same thing. This ASV version, it says, "And 7 women shall take hold of one man in that day, saying, 'We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by their name to take away our..." It's pretty much the same thing. So we'll just get to a little, you know, some of these that are a little different. The wording's a little different. And again, you know, this is just to give you a little bit of more of a visual, all right? Because there's one particular version. See if I can find it here. Yeah, man, because in that day, man, like I said before, women are going to revert back to their natural state and being women, all right? Because these women today, man, they're not women, all right? They're something else, man, all right? But in that day, they're going to revert back. They're not going to have a problem being submissive and being quiet, being humble, all right? Being a helpmeet. They're not going to have no problem with it, all right? Because best believe, man, if they come up with that bullshit, this attitude that they got today, man, they're going to kick rocks, all right? You know, and they ain't going to make it. You know, there's an example, when you read about Moses, all right, and you read about Aaron and damn, I forgot the sister's name, because you know Aaron, Moses, and you know, they had a sister. You know, they were all siblings, but pretty much, you know, you had the sister. Pretty much, I believe you had both Aaron and the sister speak out against Moses, right? And being that, you know, this woman, all right, because it's not her place to, you know, speak out of line, speak out of turn, or none of that. That's not the woman's place. But nevertheless, all right, Aaron's sister, she you know, she spoke out against Aaron, and the Lord judged her. she had leprosy, right? And if you know the law, according to the law, someone has leprosy, you're supposed to pretty much put them out the camp, for a certain amount of time, and that was the case with Miriam, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's her name, Miriam, if I'm not mistaken. The sister of Moses and Aaron. I think that's her name, Miriam. But basically, man, she got put out the camp, man, and she was left out there in the wilderness by herself, man. She had to fend for herself for a certain amount of time. I believe it was 7 days or something like that, 14 days. I have to go back. I might do a separate video on it if the spirit, jumps on me to do it. But nevertheless, man, she got put out, man, and you can imagine her being left out in the wilderness, having to deal with the elements and the different beasts and creatures and things of that nature. You can imagine the fear that she had to, go through, man. What she had to go through. She probably hearing shit. She probably felt shit calling on her and whatnot, right? That was a judgment that she got on her for speaking out against Moses, right? And do you think that just because she was the sister of Moses, right, that the Lord, showed her mercy and whatnot? No, man, she got judged because it's not a woman's place to speak out against a man, all right, or any of that. It's not the woman's place, all right. Back in the ancient world, man, a woman, she wouldn't even look a man in the eye. But in today's day and age, man, a woman, they would look you dead in your eye, and on on top of that, man, not only will they look you dead in your face, square with you and whatnot, they like I said, man, in their mindset, man, they're superior. In their mindset, they're superior to the man. All right, they look down on men, but like I said, man, let them bring that attitude shit when Jacob's trouble hits. All right, they're gonna be left out there to fend for themselves. Because like I said, man, women, they're gonna be put to the test. Like I said, it's not gonna be a thing of all these women. I'm taking all. No, man. All right, they're gonna be put to the test, man. Just like all these women, they put men through the test and put men through all this shit and all this hell, right? Just to still kick him to the curb and take his money and all that shit. All right, these women, they're gonna be put to the test. All right, they're gonna have to go out there and fend for themselves and all that. All type of stuff, man. We'll see when it comes. But nevertheless, man, it's not gonna be easy. Just an easy thing for these women when they come across the man of the Lord. They're gonna be put to the test. All right, but I'm going to read this in the NIV version. It says, in that day, 7 women will take hold of one man and say, we will eat our own food and provide our own clothes. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of these women, man, they got no trade skills. They can't do shit. They can't boil an egg. All right. And you think a man is attracted to that? You think I'm talking about like a real man, because even myself, man, I was never attracted to a woman that looked good with makeup and shit like that. I was never attracted to that shit. I was always attracted to a woman that, and it is funny because I used to make fun of those, a lot of those Middle Eastern women that dress up, from head to toe and whatnot. Comes to find out, that's our culture. They get that stuff from us. They stole that from our culture, because that, again, there was a point in time where our women were actually modest, and humble or whatnot. They would, cover themselves or whatnot. All right, because a woman, the scriptures talk about how women are supposed to be dressing modestly. All right, not out here promoting their bodies and whatnot. They're not supposed to be showing skin or nothing like that. But I used to make fun of that stuff. But comes to find out, that's our culture, and I was always attracted to that. Even though I made fun of it deep down inside, I was attracted to it. A woman that covered herself up and whatnot. I was never attracted to that makeup and all that weave, and I was never attracted to that shit. But nevertheless, man, because again, that's what it's gonna come down to at the end of the day. Like I said before, what are you able to provide? What are you able to bring to the table? That's what it's gonna come down to. Can you make garments? Can you wash clothes? Can you cook? What can you do? All right, because if these women ain't got no, you're a woman and you got no type of trade skills. All right, you don't expect to be accepted by a man of the Lord, man. But that's why it says again. It says we will eat our own food and provide our own clothes. You're gonna have women that are gonna be able to know. They're gonna know how to make garments and cook and do all type of stuff, man. Women that have trade skills. Women that are useful. Because again, it's not the hell with how you look, man. Nobody gives a shit. I'm talking about like a real man. Nobody gives a shit how you look, man. It says, only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace. So you see that? Because again, going back to this whole reproach. All right, like I mentioned earlier, man, our women, they're a bunch of, they ain't women. These women calling themselves women, they're not women. Now, granted, you do have women that are actually out there trying, like the woman that the previous video that I did, man, the woman that she she I don't know if she's a sincere follower or whatnot, but I mean, she appeared to be a sincere, humble sister. She did the video. She didn't even record her, show her face or anything, or nothing. Because you do got some sisters out there that are actually trying, and they're repenting, trusting in Yahweh Shemel Shai, so that the Lord finds them a man or whatnot. You got some sincere women out there, all right. But for the most part, a lot of these women, man, they're disgrace, and they're going to be looking to have their disgrace, their reproach taken away by a man of the Lord. Because like I said before, that's what it's going to take. A man of the Lord is going to be her ticket for salvation, all right. Because I often put it like this with people that I speak with, man. There's a natural order to things. You have the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, right, which you call God, right? Then you have His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, which you call Jesus, and then you have the man, and then you have the woman. So it's just like how, we try to, concerning the men, we do our best, though we fall short every day, right? We try our best to please the Heavenly Father and whatnot, right? But in order to get to the Heavenly Father, we got to go through His Son, Yahweh Shai, right? And just like with these women, and in order for them to please the, the son, right? They got to go through the husband. They got to go through the man, right? Because he's like I said, it's a chain of command. You got the Heavenly Father, you got the Son, then you got the man, and then you got the woman, then you got the children, right? Because you got a lot of these women, they're so bugged out. I don't need a man. Jesus is my king. Jesus is my husband. Damn Skippy, right? I mean, nowhere near, nowhere near the reality of things. All right, because again, you got to go through the husband in order to please the son. You got to go through the husband, just like how we got to please the father. We got to go through the son. In order to please the son, you got to go through your husband. That's how you serve Yahweh Shem Shai, by serving your husband. All right, because a lot of women do it. Ask that question. Well, how do I please God? How do I please Jesus? Well, you gotta. If you have a husband, you serve him. All right, be in servitude to him. That's how you serve Yahweh Shemel Shai for the women. All right, but nevertheless, all right. Again, these women, man, they got this reproach on them, man. They're disgraced right now. And again, man, all that'll be taken away in the kingdom ultimately. But it's gonna start on this side. All right, by the great humbling that's getting ready to take place. So, reading on. So this is what I was talking about. The CSB version. It says, on that day, 7 women will seize one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and provide our own clothing. Just let us bear your name. Take away our disgrace. So you see. All right, because again, it says, 7 women will seize one man. They're going to be damn nearly, if you seize someone, all right, just think about this picture like cops running up to a black man that just broke into a white woman's home. Just imagine how they'll freaking tackle that man. They because whenever you hear about a Jake man, breaking into a home or committing a crime or whatnot, the policemen, they're all over his ass, right? And, just to give a little visual, that's how it's going to be. These women, man, they're going to be seizing a man of the Lord. They're damn nearly going to be raping a man of the Lord, all right? Grabbing all on his clothes. A man of the Lord, man, they're going to have to be fighting him off or whatnot, all right? That's how bad, that's how severe it's going to get, Actually, when you read the in ET version, it says 7 women will grab hold of one man at that time. They will say, we will provide our own food and will provide our own clothes, but let us belong to you. Take away our shame. So you see, man, just expressing some of the emphasis on some of these different versions. All right. Because these women right now, man, they're covered in shame, man. They're a disgrace. And You know, when the Lord really starts shaking this place up and brings this humbling, all right, they're going to be grabbing hold. They're going to be seizing a man of the Lord, you know. And it's just a matter of if that man picks or chooses you or not. You know, I mean, it all depends on the man, which the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to be on his men to be able to discern, all right, who to choose and who not to choose, right? But nevertheless, man, you're going to have these women, man, that are seizing onto a man of the Lord, grabbing onto a man of the Lord, damn nearly raping a man of the Lord, all right? You know, man of the Lord, man, they're going to have to damn nearly be fighting these women off, you know? But like I said, man, this is just something that you know, because I mentioned it in the video that I did, you know, concerning the different versions of the different different versions of whatnot, you know, the wording, how the wording is different, but just to give a little bit of a more visual on how serious you know it's going to be, all right? Because I mean, you know, it's not going to be fun and games, man. You know, women are going to be grabbing on, seizing onto a man, you know, to take away the disgrace, right? Which again, you know, goes back to the reproach, that this is shame,